A man walked into a church in a small Texas church on Sunday and opened fire as the congregation were involved in weekly service, leaving at least 26 dead and a number of others injured. The mass shooting occurred at the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, about 30 miles from San Antonio, with officials saying that the gunman started shooting about 11:20 a.m. local time. The gunman was identified in U.S. media as Devin Patrick Kelly, who had been a member of the U.S. Air Force. Texas Governor Greg Abbott said that 26 innocents had been gunned down. To read updates as they came in, check our live blog below. 5 hours ago. Welcome to our coverage of the mass shooting in Texas, with a gunman having killed more than 20 people before himself ending up dead. 5 hours ago. The latest report on the shooting is here. 5 hours ago. The number of dead and injured is still being determined. We are waiting for the first press briefing to take place, which should provide more details. 5 hours ago, but we do have confirmation of one of the victims that lost their lives at the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs in Texas. It is the 14-year-old daughter of the church's pastor. 5 hours ago. Regina Rodriguez arrived at the church a couple of hours after the shooting and walked up to the police barricade. She hugged a person she was with. She had been at an amusement park with her children when she heard of the shooting. She said her father, 51-year-old Richard Rodriguez, attends the church every Sunday, and she hadn't been able to reach him. She said she feared the worst. 5 hours ago. A congregant who wasn't at a Texas church says his cousins attended and that family members have been told at least one was killed. 34-year-old Nick Ulick said he didn't go to the Sutherland Springs church Sunday because he was out late on Saturday. He said the cousin who was killed had 3 children and was pregnant with a 4th. He didn't know specifics about how the other was doing. Mr. Ulick says the family had just met days earlier for his cousin's grandfather's funeral. 4 hours ago. The White House press secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, currently in Japan with President Donald Trump as part of Asia tour, released this statement. The president has been briefed several times and is continuing to receive regular updates on the tragic shooting in Texas. The president spoke with Governor Greg Abbott earlier this morning. We will keep you posted as we can share more details. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of the friends and families affected. May God comfort them all in this time of tragedy. 4 hours ago. Texas Governor Greg Abbott has started a press conference by saying that the tragedy is the latest mass shooting in the state's history. 4 hours ago. He calls the victims innocents that were gunned down. We mourn the loss. 4 hours ago. Mr. Abbott says that 26 lives have been lost so far and that he does not know if that number will rise. 4 hours ago. There were 23 dead within the church, another 2 outside and another person dies later. Ages ranged from 5 to 72. 4 hours ago. Freeman Martin, from the Texas Department of Public Safety. 11:20 a.m. local time. A suspect was seen at a gas station dressed in all black. He crossed the street outside the church and began firing at the church. That suspect entered the church and continued to fire. As he exited, a local resident grabbed his rifle and engaged the suspect. The suspect dropped his rifle and fled. The local citizen pursued the suspect. A short time later, the suspect ran off the roadway at the county line and crashed. Dad was found deceased in his vehicle. Mr. Martin said authorities do not yet know if it is self-inflicted. He was a young white male, maybe in early 20s, dressed in all black tactical type gear and was wearing a ballistic vest. There were multiple weapons in the vehicle. 4 hours ago. Sheriff Joe Tackett said the first police knew about the incident was when a call came in reporting an active shooter. He said there were no calls beforehand about a suspicious person. 4 hours ago. No motive was released for the attack by the police. 4 hours ago. There will no doubt be more to come from the resident who grabbed the rifle of the suspect and engaged him, and pursued him. 4 hours ago. The local citizen returned fire at the suspect before the gunman fled in a car. The citizen pursued the suspect, who drove off the road and crashed his car. Police found the suspect dead in his car, but it is unclear if he died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound or from returned fire from the citizen. 3 hours ago. President Donald Trump is now speaking during a planned Monday morning address in Japan. He calls the attack an act of evil. 3 hours ago. Mr. Trump continues, our thoughts and prayers are with the victims and families. In dark times, Americans do what they do best. We pull together, we join hands, we lock arms, and, through the tears and through the sadness, we stand strong, oh so strong. 3 hours ago. He adds, all of America is praying to God to help the wounded and the families of the victims. We will never ever leave their side, ever. 3 hours ago. As night falls in Sutherland Springs, people are gathering near the First Baptist Church. Federal law enforcement swarmed the area, including alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. ATF investigators and members of the FBI's evidence collection team, friends and family gathered near the church waiting for words of what had happened to loved ones. Tears flowed with many, incredibly anxious. Were shocked and dismayed, said State Senator Judith Zaffirini, a Laredo Democrat whose district includes Sutherland Springs. It's especially shocking when it's such a small, serene area. These rural areas, they are so beautiful and so loving. More about Texas shooting reuse content. We use cookies to enhance your visit to our site and to bring you advertisements that might interest you. Read our privacy and cookie policies to find out more. We've noticed that you are using an ad blocker. Advertising helps fund our journalism and keep it truly independent. It helps to build our international editorial team, from war correspondents to investigative reporters, commentators to critics. Click here to view instructions on how to disable your ad blocker, and help us to keep providing you with free-thinking journalism for free. Thank you for your support. How to disable your ad blocker for independent.co.uk. Adblock Plus. Click the Adblock Plus icon, which is to the right of your address bar. On Adblock, click Don't Run on pages on this domain. On Adblock Plus, click Enabled on this site to disable ad blocking for the current website you are on. If you are in Firefox, click Disable on independent.co.uk. Firefox tracking protection. If you are private browsing in Firefox, tracking protection may cause the adblock notice to show. It can be temporarily disabled by clicking the shield icon in the address bar. Ghostry. Click the Ghostry icon. In versions before 6.0, click Whitelist Site. In version 6.0, click Trust Site or add independent.co.uk to your trusted site list. In versions before 6.0, you will see the message site is whitelisted. Click Reload the page to see your changes. Adblock. Click the Adblock icon. Then click the big power button to whitelist the current website, and its state will be remembered next time you visit the website. Then reload the page. Thank you for supporting independent.co.uk.